Touchline has gone live. I'm so sorry for the delay, everybody. You know, man, technology tends to fail the best of us. My name is Oarabile Diphoko, and welcome to the Touchline SA, where we speak about everything that has to do with your football news. And as you can see tonight, we have a full panel. We also have a guest in studio. I'm going to give her an opportunity to let us know who she is and what is she about. First of all, I'd like to welcome Mr. Chad Peterson, who we haven't seen in a while. Welcome back to Touchline, sir.
Hello, I come back.
You come back. And Mr. Vince, who's always so lovely to chat to. How are you tonight? Yes.
Yes. Me. It's only because Chelsea won. Okay. I'm happy to be here. Happy to see my lovely people. So very excited.
And like I said earlier, we do have a guest in studio today. Her name is Kamogelo Masango. Welcome to Touchline, Kamo. How are you tonight?
Thank you for having me. I'm well, thanks. Very excited. Very exciting bunch, I see. And I'm just very excited to see how the show goes.
Tell us a little bit about you. I mean, who are you? What are you all about? And what are you going to bring to Touchline tonight? Because this show tends to get a little bit heated.
So I am not an aspiring anymore. I'm a rising sport anchor. I am a sport analyst at times. So yeah, I'm just going to bring heat from a woman's perspective and just dominate for a chance.
I absolutely love what she was saying right there. Before we get into the show, there is an EPL game currently ongoing. That is the West Brom game and Wolves. When I last checked, it was 70 minutes. It was 1-1 to each, as well as a later game tonight. We have Burnley, who will be hosting West Ham. That game will kick off at 9:15. But let's get into this weekend's action. Let's get into what has been happening this past weekend. I'm going to start off with all the winners of this weekend. You know, my Chelsea team won. His Arsenal team on, that is Vince there. I've actually never known what Chad supports. Chad, how are you feeling about this weekend?
Guys, football is football.
I don't know what that means. You need to elaborate.
It means that no matter what, we still love this game, guys.
True. True.
You know what you sound like? You sound like an Orlando Pirates fan, because we have to say that because we got Chow this weekend.
I'm even over it. 4, then 5, then 3 hours, guys.
Oh, man. Okay, you know what? Let's not start the Touchline on some sour notes. Let us get into the chat of the Premier League. We do know that this weekend the fans had their say with regards to the Man United and Liverpool game. That alone says to us how much power the fans actually hold, because what happened at Old Trafford yesterday was legit a standstill to football. And just that little change that the fans can make. Gamo, what is your stance and how do you feel about what happened at Old Trafford yesterday?
Of course, like you said, we have the upper hand as fans, and ultimately, no matter how the game we can always have an opinion, but we cannot necessarily change what's going to happen on pitch. So yeah, it happened. I think the coach's philosophy was well displayed on Man United's side. And like I always tell people, is that each and every team and each and every player has a season, and we can't expect the same team to win each and every season. I guess this year the other team is not as dominant as they used to be.
Yeah, definitely. Vince, how do you feel? I mean, I saw some Liverpool fans on Twitter stating that Man U fans probably stomped it because they didn't want to give Man City the league. I mean, imagine Klopp winning the league for Pep Guardiola.
Exactly. You always have those poetic things that people are going to go and illuminate if something is to happen. But you know what? I think this past month, in terms of what April and a little bit of May have shown us in terms of fans being vocal, fans essentially starting to learn that it is the fans' game. It's not the players or the man's game. It really is about the fans. So I was happy to go and see, you know, the power that they had to go and literally put everything at a standstill. You know what I mean? Some of us were sitting there looking at our DSTV, wondering, did I pay the subscription this month? Where is the game? So look, we all know it's a matter of delaying the inevitable. We know what's going to happen in terms of, you know, and I mean, not to jump the gun, but I think I listened to Pep's interview, let's say for the City game, and he all but said that he knows that the league is theirs, and you never ever hear Pep kind of call something before they get over the line. So, but also the focal point is not essentially the fact that they could have won the league yesterday. It's just a matter of the voices of the people were heard yesterday. And yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah, Chad, I just want to ask you something. I mean, with regards to obviously Manchester City not being able to win it yesterday, do you think it's actually a good thing at the fact that they didn't win it yesterday because they're honestly playing, the biggest game of their lives tomorrow? Do you think that if they had won the Premier League yesterday, that would have taken away from the concentration and everything they need for, that second leg for the PSG game in the Champions League?
I still want PSG to go through. I still believe that they're going to go through.
Oh, hey! Please let us know why. I mean, that's a lot of confidence that you're, boasting out there.
Look, in the first leg, they got a huge scare. They were totally dominated by PSG in the first half. PSG were unlucky not to score 3 in that first half. Neymar was just terrorizing them. One man. Everyone else just got lifted. And now the thing is, you should never underestimate an angry Neymar. Never ever underestimate an angry Neymar. You can't write him off. PSG are the stronger team on paper. City have also, you can see they're a bit fatigued now as well. City have never competed to this far in their competitions. It's normally they get knocked out early. The cups get finished quick. So they get knocked out early, so they just focus on the league. And now they have to play, and that team is smaller, That team is smaller than in previous years. So they've had the injury problems and all of that. So the fatigue is hitting them. And I see Vince disagreeing.
Beg to disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I actually wanted to actually give Vince that opportunity because he's like, nah, bro, nothing like that.
But it's fine. He can disagree. Kylian Mbappe also a big game player. Let
me know when I can speak, Chad. Obviously, the whole trying to get. Let me know when I can speak.
It's fine.
I mean, I think he can. Yeah, I mean, I think he's probably dotted down everything.
Actually, one, Man City are not tired. They're hungry. Okay. 2, they knew they had this league weeks ago. The fact that now they have KDB back, okay, their best player, okay. Now the kids. I can't even call him I call him a man now in terms of Phil Foden. Who was completely,
Phil Foden,
who was completely actually lost in terms of the PSG City game. You cannot go and tell me that don't underestimate an angry Neymar. I will underestimate an angry Neymar because too many times angry Neymar has not come to the party. Okay, first point. Secondly, PSG were very dominant in that first half, no doubt of that. But tactical changes were made at halftime, okay? And we can't speak enough of Guardiola over here. Tactical changes were made at halftime, and they absolutely ran PSG out of the park in the second half, okay? Yes, I feel like Neymar felt a little bit constricted in terms of, I felt like a bit of a hand injury, so I feel like movement wasn't there. But City have been able to regiment incredibly well in the areas they've lacked before. Their defense is absolutely impeccable right now. The issues before were the fact that they let things slip purely because they weren't well regimented at the back. Ruben Diaz, John Stones, bring in Aymeric Laporte. We are okay with any of those 3 guys literally sitting in that back line. Kyle Walker, we know what we get of Kyle Walker, and that's why we don't play Joao Cancelo in that Champions League fixture. We know Adriano Zinchenko, he may not be as quick as Mendy on the left, but what he does give you,
but he does the job.
Technical ability on the ball. He's got pace on the ball, and he can recover, and he can do exactly what Guardiola wants of him in terms of hold that possession. Whether it be the left flank, whether it be him as a left back coming into the middle of the park, guys, they're 2-1 advantage Man City, and I fully expect it to be 3-1, 1-0 victory this week. Yeah.
To Man City. Oh wow, Kamo, I actually want to bring you into this
Let's go.
conversation because one thing that I do know is that Kylian Mbappe is injured and he is a major doubt for tomorrow's game. How do you see this one panning out? And also, does Pep Guardiola play Sergio Aguero?
For me, it is I agree with both gentlemen in saying that you can never underestimate an angry Neymar. And also, Manchester City is also very hungry. But also, you need to also understand that PSG is just as hungry. They also want UEFA Champions League. Neymar wants the Champions League. Kylian Mbappe wants the Champions League. Di Maria wants the Champions League. But also, we all know how Pep Guardiola is very dominant, comes out with a very dominant strategy when it comes to games towards the final. So I am not doubting Pep Guardiola in any sense. I mean, KDB is back, the deadliest crosses for tomorrow. That I know for sure. But at the same time, Neymar's fast feet. Neymar is super fast. Neymar can dribble easily around players. I understand City has a greater defense. They've got a much stronger defense. But at the end of the day, Neymar is one player you cannot really hide from. And Neymar has proven to turn up, especially with the first leg of the game. So it's a very interesting one. And I say 2-0 victory to PSG. So PSG to the final.
That is so bold.
Kamu's my favorite person right now.
Oh my word, that is so bold. But I actually want to bring in the conversation of Sergio Aguero now, because obviously we do know that this will definitely be his last match for Manchester City in the Champions League. I think he's going to play. I honestly do believe that Pep Guardiola is going to give him that opportunity. Whether he starts is a different thing. But where to for Sergio Aguero now after Manchester City? I mean, we've had this chat just before we went live, but I want to bring in some of your thoughts. Kama, where do you think he's going to go?
I'm a Chelsea fan.
Or rather, let me say the opportunities that are available for him then. Let me say that.
Okay. I know Chelsea. Okay, Chelsea is the one team that has always wanted him, but now Leeds came through, Tottenham Hotspur came through, Barcelona and Inter Milan. Personally, I'd want him for Chelsea simply because I think we have a better chance at upgrading our football style of play. I'd want him for Barcelona as well because he'll be gelling in with Messi perfectly and perhaps bring Messi's spark back. Because if you look at Barcelona, Messi is the only veteran playing, of course, with Sergio Busquets, but Sergio Busquets is right behind him. So in front, he needs someone who he can communicate and someone who understands him perfectly. Aguero being that person since they played together in Argentina, but also he might not even gel in there because of the likes of what's his name?
Ansu Fati, Dembele.
Not Frankie de Jong. That's what I wanted to say. Frankie de Jong. The fusion between Jordi Alba, Messi, and Frankie de Jong, he might not even fit into that. So that's another light
dynamic.
It somewhat raises eyebrows. So I think Inter Milan at this point is the place for him to go to.
Oh man, and speaking of Inter, congratulations for them winning the Scudetto since the year 2010. I think Antonio Conte has done lovely things with that team. Lukaku, with his 27 goals and 9 assists this season, has undoubtedly gotten them to where they are at right now. Vince, do you agree with Kamo with regards to Sergio Aguero and the teams that she mentioned? Do you see him fitting in? Because I know you'd probably want him at Arsenal, don't you?
Let's look. Any team in the world would die for a Sergio Aguero. But I'm telling you, where Sergio Aguero is not going to go is Chelsea. Okay, where Sergio Aguero is not going to go is Inter Milan. I can tell you that. And where Sergio Aguero is not going is Arsenal Football Club. And where Sergio Aguero is not going is Manchester United. So Sergio Aguero, this was his first. I don't know if you guys saw his interview, but he never ever does English interviews. And this is his first English interview. And I'm a big fan of like conspiracies or whatever. And it makes me think to myself, everyone always perceives Aguero as, the South American who can't speak English. And for me, that was him essentially putting himself on the market that, listen, I can actually work. I can actually work in England, The fact that, him, Vincent Kompany statue's going up, David Silva statue's going up. And now he's the third person in that city, who's going to get a statue. And I just think Sergio Aguero has too much to offer the Premier League right now for him to go and say, I'm out. Where he goes is beyond me because there are only a handful of clubs that can go and challenge for this league.
Yes.
He's not
and also money. Money is also a big factor.
Money, 100%. So I do feel that Aguero won't want, in my mind, he wouldn't go and do that to the Manchester City fans to go and let them see him in a different jersey. So that Barcelona chat that Gamo just gave you, talking about the connection between Frankie and also given the fact that Messi's still there.
Or he could leave. I mean, we still don't know where Messi's going. I think that's another dynamic I wanted to bring this to. Is he staying? Yeah.
But I don't think Messi will ever leave Barcelona. Truly, I don't think he'll ever leave FC Barcelona. I don't know. I just feel like
really.
I mean, he might leave. Iniesta left when we all thought, he's never going to leave.
He's never.
But I don't really, I don't see Messi leaving. I don't see Messi wearing a different jersey. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Chad, I know you when you were talking about Aguero, you mentioned the likes of West Ham. I don't know.
I did not mention West Ham for Sergio. Let's not have that one. I said Sergio Aguero, his best fit is PSG.
It is, but my argument is where is he going to fit in? Because it's one thing to say this team is successful and we want this player here and there. He'll fit in. He's more equipped. He's more successful. He'll do well with this team. But practically, will he fit with the team starting 11 right now? Will he fit with Neymar and Mbappe? Will he fit? Because you look at the two players' style of play, they're super fast as well. And then you look at what they play in City. City players are also fast. But Sergio Aguero is more of they feed him the ball and then he finishes. And then in PSG, it's every man for himself. You get the ball yourself and you finish it yourself. So will he fit in that dilemma of PSG?
PSG's front three. PSG's front three in the Champions League. Let me do this one, Chad. Yeah. So PSG's front three this midweek was Di Maria on the right, Neymar on the left, and obviously good old who's going to the middle. Obviously Mbappe going through the middle. And Verratti was playing in that. Verratti was playing in that number 10 role. That's not Verratti's best role. Verratti's best role is a number 8.
Further back.
Go and bring Go and bring Verratti back. All right. Have Sergio Aguero as the focal point. Okay. Literally that front four essentially then he said starts riding itself. Yes, Idris Gueye got a red card, but he is more than capable of manning the middle of the park. Giving Verratti the creative license to go up and down as he pleases. You've got your Di Maria on the right, you've got Mbappe on the left, you've got your focal point now, who is just finishing. Because that's what Mbappe was doing for PSG. But now we have
before he left,
a more lethal finisher in Aguero. And then you have Neymar in the pocket. Get out of here. Absolutely get out of here. So I think it works.
Yeah, Chad, just to wrap up this conversation,
Yeah, to add on, one thing you forget about Sergio Aguero is that Sergio Aguero has that capability, that rare capability, to take a game by the scruff of the neck and just demolish whatever comes at him. We've seen him do it for Man City. We've seen him do it for Atletico. We've seen him do it for Argentina. For Pete's sakes. We've seen it when Messi has been quiet for Argentina. Aguero will just come and say, you know what, give me the ball. I'm going to bang. Aguero is a leader as well. With that young clock and Neymar, who sometimes acts like a young player. He offers the leadership. He offers, quality. He offers so much. And he could be the missing piece of the PSG puzzle, in my opinion.
Yeah. Gamo, just to wrap this up, you were saying?
I agree with what you guys say, but my biggest concern is I think when Neymar moved to PSG, he also didn't want to be overshadowed or basically under anyone's shadow. So that might just create a bit of a fuzz in PSG squad, but it's okay. I mean, Sergio Aguero is a great player. He's very dominant, just like both Neymar and Kylian Mbappe, and he might just fit in properly.
I mean, you know what? For all we know, it might not even look like the way we are talking about, because that's the beauty of transfer season, which starts obviously on the 1st of June. I'm excited to see where everybody's going, because the likes of Harry Kane is also a chat that we can still add on to that one. But I want to focus on the top 4 for the Premier League, because there are 6 teams that are currently vying it out to make the top 4. That is Leicester, Chelsea, West Ham, Everton, Liverpool. So looking at those 6 teams, who do you see more? Because obviously right now the 3rd and 4th spot is taken by Leicester and Chelsea, with significant differences with regards to the points tally right now. Kamo, who do you see in the top 4 for next season?
I mean, it's a very sour season for Liverpool fans, but anyway, that's a story for another day. No, it's very bad. I honestly see it as it is right now. City, Chelsea,
United,
Leicester, and Man United. I don't think it's gonna change.
Yeah.
I don't think it should change. We can deal without Tottenham and Liverpool for a change. It's okay.
Oh wow. Vince, who do you see in the top 4? They can rest.
I kid you not. I kid you not. How it stands now is how it ends now. That's essentially. I've looked at the fixtures. I've looked at what the red fixtures. You look at your. It's too little, too late for Tottenham, and Tottenham are not going to make top 4 with a guy at the helm who is my age. That's absolutely preposterous and ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, Chelsea have got it. Chelsea have got it, and Leicester have it, and the two Manchester clubs have got it. Arsenal, don't even chat to me about those guys. West Ham, don't even chat to me about those guys. Villa, we always knew we were going to get to this. We always knew this was going to happen. And Liverpool, my God, I am so glad, but don't even chat to me about that club. How it stands right now is how it ends right now.
It's probably going to end.
Too much would have to go wrong for this to work out any differently. But in the very same breath,
it's football.
I've seen some crazier things in the Premier League. Yeah, I've seen them.
I mean, we saw it last year.
Yeah.
We saw it last season with Leicester.
A little bit annoying in a sense because. Yeah. So I personally, I feel like there were lessons that were learned last year with Brendan as well as his Leicester team.
Yeah.
And for Pete's sakes, they're 3rd, guys, and they deserve all of those 67 points. Is it 67? Yeah. So they will be able to play Champions League football next season. And I would like for the nonsense clubs. I'm talking the Arsenals and the Liverpools. Finish outside Europa qualification. Just have one season of domestic football, and let's just rebuild that whole. Let's rebuild those things, and let's try again next season. So yeah, that's what I feel.
Okay, Chad, do you agree with the panel? I mean, they're saying Leicester. For last season they literally dropped out of the top 4 on the last day when Chelsea literally stole their place there, but also because of injuries. But this season they seem to be compact, and also Kelechi Iheanacho seems to be the man of the moment right now. Do you agree with the fact that they're saying Leicester and Chelsea will be in the top 4?
It's tough. I almost want to say, talk to me on deadline day. I can't call it.
You can't call it.
For now, let's just say it is what it is.
No. You know what? No.
We want this man to be bold.
Chad always does this.
Yes.
Chad will always be Switzerland because he hates being wrong. For once in your life, stop sitting on the fence. Just go and make a call. I'm sick and tired of you trying to worm your way out of wedding proposals because I'm just figuring it out. Just stick to something and back it.
Who's proposing to me, Chief?
An analogy. Can I forget? People didn't go and do first language for English yet.
I think I'm gonna say no to a ring. Chief.
But also just in conversation when you guys were talking about the likes of Tottenham Hotspurs, I mean, we're looking at a team right now that doesn't have a manager, and some of the changes that will happen next season is when we get to see who Spurs appoint next. Kamo, looking at the style of play, looking at the players at Tottenham Hotspurs, who do you see going to that team and making a difference next season?
When they signed Gareth Bale, I was so excited. I thought Bale was going to do the things. I thought Bale was the one player we all needed. And I mean, it's very sad to see the team go down, And I think I've been having this conversation with my friends, and they say, but it's time we agree that Jose Mourinho's time is out. And it's not necessarily the players' fault, but the coach's philosophy. And I always say, well, I beg to differ with the coach's philosophy because Mourinho, I'm not sure if he's still using the same philosophy, but if he is, then he put Chelsea on the map once upon a time. He put Porto on the map once upon a time. He put Inter Milan on the map once upon a time. But also, like all things, other coaches need to rest at times. So I don't think necessarily it's the players' fault. I mean, Gareth Bale scored a hat-trick yesterday, which is good. Gareth Bale is now warming up to the team. Let us just give the players a bit more time with a different coach and a different philosophy, and then we'll see it from there. But as for the players, if they do make any signings, I would like to see Jesse Lingard in Tottenham next season.
What? That is bold. Vince, are you hearing this?
I fully want to understand what you. I want Kamala to go and repeat exactly what. I want you to repeat exactly what you just said to me. Who at where?
Yeah. Now, Foot, I need to hear it again.
I said it again. I said I would like to see. Maybe not. Maybe it's too soon, but I would definitely like to see Jesse Lingard in Tottenham.
Oh no! What a decline! Jesse deserves better. Chad, are you hearing this, Chad? And do you agree?
I'm not even going to dispute to saying Jesse deserves better. He does deserve better, but I'm just thinking about his duel with Gareth Bale. They might just put Tottenham on the map again.
But do you remember, Gareth Bale is more likely to actually go back to Real Madrid. I don't see Tottenham actually keeping him beyond the season.
This is again football. We'll never truly know after the transfer season.
Yeah. You know what, You have come on this show and you've said some very good things and some very offside things. And this what you just said right now.
Makes
so much sense to me. Makes so much sense to me. I agree with you and I back what you just said. Not coming in as a manager, obviously, but we fully know Gareth Bale cannot be afforded Tottenham Hotspur and he's not staying there because they're not going to make Champions League. But what I am telling you is that Gareth Bale, based on how he's playing right now, he's going to go back to Real Madrid and go and play his golf or whatever. But Jesse Lingard is not going back to Manchester United because he knows he's worth more now. But he can go to a side that can get him to the summit of the game, and that is Tottenham. I agree there. If we're talking managers, which is what I think Rabi was asking. I think you were asking about who is going to take the helm as the manager.
Yes.
I look at three names that for me, I'll say some very offside things now.
Okay.
He's the manager at Ajax. He
signed a new contract.
A contract extension.
Yes.
But what I very much know is I've seen managers, Julian Nagelsmann, go and sign extensions and then be bought out. And then I will go and I will say there's a new trend in terms of managers, in terms of the game, where clubs are actually preferring club legends to go and lead them into the new phase, i.e. Mikel Arteta, i.e. Andrea Pirlo,
i.e. Ryan Mason,
i.e. Ryan Mason. So maybe this is a new rebuild phase. Chad, I'll let you start, but first of all, you need to let me finish. Okay, so I can understand why they would keep a Ryan Mason, but then I'll go and say there's one manager in the game that is very, 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 very accomplished, that has been taking a break for a good year, that we've been asking for in the Premier League, and we want but Massimiliano Allegri is available, and money talks. Money talks, guys. Money talks.
That is true.
That's all I'm saying. If Tottenham were able to go and get Jose Mourinho, they are more than able.
They are more than capable. Allegri.
All
right, Chad. Chad, who do you see at the helm?
It must be Max. It must be Max. Gone are the days where Tottenham will get a solid mid-table team manager to take them forward. I think that stopped with Poch. Now the expectations are higher. Daniel Levy is used to the money now, so he's gonna make sure that he doesn't lose that money. If Tottenham were the Tottenham of old, I was gonna go left field and say Kike Sanchez Flores, but
Flores, you see him back in the Premier League. Oh.
but Tottenham are not that team anymore. That's the problem. They're not that team anymore. If it was the Tottenham of old, Kike would be perfect. But now you have to say a name like Max. You have to.
Okay.
If Tottenham were really bold, if they were really bold, Patrick Vieira.
Okay, oh, all right. Hold your horses, but I think Tottenham are at a stage where they need to be very careful because they've already spent so much money. They're trying to get it back for the stadium, and also hopefully next season, all the fans will be back into stadiums. But I actually want to move on into another league that seems to be heating up, a league that seems to be taking the world by storm right now because La Liga is literally on the edge. Atletico Madrid had the advantage a while back, 10 points clear, but now Real Madrid and Barcelona as well as Sevilla seem to be on their tails. Do you remember that Sevilla are also in action later on tonight? So that is the one game they do have in hand. They win that game, they're 1 point behind Real Madrid and Barcelona. Gamo, what do you see happening in La Liga this season?
Okay, before Barcelona and PSG and Real Madrid rather catching up, I always honestly thought this was Suarez's season of getting a title with, of course, Atletico Madrid. I really wanted him to actually win La Liga. I mean, I think he's mostly deserving, or one of the players mostly deserving of the title. But then again, they always say La Liga is Barcelona's baby, and we might just see Barca take it again. But I honestly wish Atletico takes it.
Chad, how do you see this one panning out? I mean, right now, looking at the next few fixtures, Atletico are yet to play Barcelona. And also, if Barcelona were to beat Atletico and Real Madrid keep on winning, head-to-head in La Liga means that Real Madrid will retain the La Liga title. Who do you see taking it this season?
Big Ben's ain't sleeping, all I'm saying.
My man. My man.
Real Madrid are taking advantage of Barcelona's horrible mismanagement. They've been doing it for a couple years now. And in fact, it started when Real Madrid was winning gang Champions Leagues. Like they were winning the league, but it became very pedestrian. And, and that's also why I think we saw a lot more established stars going to Barca. Stars that didn't fit in to the profile. A lot of money was spent, even more money was laundered. But now you see they don't need to win it now. Juan Laporta's back at the helm at Barca. He's reviving La Masia. They'll just have to find a better coach than Koeman, and they'll take it from there.
Okay, Vince, I want to bring you into this chat just before we wrap up on La Liga. Who do you see taking it, and also why? I mean, December, Barcelona were 14th, and now they are challenging. That surely shows that in football, anything is happening. And also, don't forget, Sevilla is still in the mix.
Look, Barcelona will always be challenging so long as they have a little magician by the name of Lionel Messi wearing the number 10 jersey. Okay, let's get that straight.
Yeah.
Secondly, these last 5 or 6 games, we'll know on the 27th of May. But what I will say is that these last 5 games are largely dominant on what's been happening over the course of the season. Barcelona are too prone to being able to lose a game. Okay. Whereas Real Madrid, they are either prone to winning a game or drawing a game. Real Madrid have 8 draws this year. Okay.
Yeah.
But then I go and bring in Atletico, and I'm saying Atletico are more, shall I say, regimented and be able to go and get the results. That's the draw or the win. Atletico Madrid are 2 points ahead. 2 points ahead with 5 games to go. And bear in mind, these last 5 games, those top 3 do not play each other. Not once. Okay, Sevilla is another chat. Okay, I don't want to talk about the lily teams of the world. This league is for three people. That's Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. Okay, and the way this league will end, will be Atletico Madrid at the summit, will be Real Madrid second, and there'll be the pedestrians called Barcelona third. Obviously, last will be Sevilla. That's my chat. And that's
those are really bold.
Back on the 27th of May.
We definitely will, because I mean La Liga is yet to heat up. It's just kind of like also looking at Serie A, Atalanta, Juventus, Napoli. All of them are also vying up because they are also on the similar path with regards to that. Juventus, we saw they got a victory just yesterday, losing 1-0 at 83 minutes, and at 90 minutes they were 2-1 up, saving legit. I legit want to say that Cristiano Ronaldo is single-handedly saving Andrea Pirlo's job, because at this stage it looked like Cristiano Ronaldo was going to be playing in Europa. I don't know whether I would have been okay seeing him on a Thursday, but it was looking hella dodgy up until yesterday. And they seem to be getting it on the right track. But also, just to end this conversation on Touchline, I'm going to bring it closer to home, because I want to discuss what everybody wants to know in South Africa is who is going to be the next Bafana coach. We've been talking about it countlessly, looking at Amazulu, looking at Benny McCarthy, what he's done there, creating history and making sure that, Amazulu tasted top of the log for a couple of hours. But, Gamu, do you think it would be wise and in Benny McCarthy's best interests if he took that job?
I have mixed emotions when it comes to this, because I've always said to people, I want a veteran to coach Bafana, someone who's won the jersey, someone who's played for the team, someone who understands the game because they've been there, and I said this 2 weeks ago, and surprisingly, Benny McCarthy has agreed, even though it's not yet confirmed that he is the next Bafana coach. I don't think it's wise, considering his peak now with Amazulu. He literally took a team that we've always somewhat underestimated, and he put it on top too, and that alone is sufficient for me. He's done wonders with Cape Town City. I don't think now is the perfect time for Benny McCarthy personally, but now is the perfect decision for SAFA to. This was the perfect decision for SAFA to make in terms of trying to enrich South African football.
Yeah, Chad, just a couple of weeks ago when they postponed the announcement because they said that, hey, it has to do with COVID, regulations, we all thought, hey, it has to be an international coach, because, why else would you worry about COVID if the coach is right here? Do you think it is Benny McCarthy?
Benny in the 18 area. But look, you guys know I am pro Benny. I actually
Benny McCarthy
pro Benny since Cape Town City, in fact. Since boss Stuart Baxter was fired, I think even before Stuart Baxter, I was ready to say hire Benny. Benny is young. He is also a mongrel. He knows what it takes to win. He is not afraid, and forgive my crudeness in saying this, he's not afraid to tell a player, yo, massa. And he speaks his mind. He does what he thinks is best. And all I want for Benny is to be backed. You see what happens when he's backed.
Yes.
Stopped backing him. He thought he knew better. The team got him a car and ultimately lost his job because of it. You see Tariq Phillips getting banned because of showing love to Benny. But you see Amazulu, the Sandile Zungu backs him completely. Backs him, backs his coaching team. And Benny is that type of guy who will just bring the most out of you. He puts in the best for himself. Benny has that Jose factor where he just can bring the best out of his players. And he comes with pedigree. He's a natural Grootman as well. They'll all see him as Grootman. He won't have that arrogance of, I've been there. I've done that, as a
I've
coach.
won all of it. Yeah.
No, he'll rather take you by the hand and be like, yo, I'm here with you,
Yeah.
I'm here with you. Let's do this together,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
it works. He relates to players better, I feel.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
as a potential candidate. And if he's backed, I feel like him and the national team will grow together. He loves youth as well. So we'll see a lot of these old guys getting kicked out. But he
Yeah.
also isn't afraid of using an elder statesman as well. He looks at,
Yes.
if you're good enough, you play.
Yeah, I agree. Just to wrap up this chat with regards to the coach, Vince, without mentioning any names, not name dropping or anything, what do you think Bafana as a team needs now in a coach or in a manager?
Not to go shopping where Bafana should not be shopping. They need someone experienced, but someone who can connect with the players. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
We've gotten wrong sometimes in the past. The last coach I feel like we had that could connect with the players and essentially knew what South African football was about was that man that's coaching Al Ahly right now. So no, we don't need Jose Mourinho, but we do need someone local. You mentioned Benny McCarthy, and that's tickling every single part of me. And like I said, gone are the days where we are hiring the 50, 60-year-old that comes with experience in the Liga. Give the young guys a chance. Go and use the model that the other teams are using. I don't want to go and make an example of them. The Tottenhams of the world hiring young managers, the Arsenals of the world, the Juventus of the world. So give Benny a chance and let's see where we go. If it's a rebuilding phase, then we were building, and if it's a trial phase, then we were trialing out. What we can't do is go and sit here in regret, thinking there was a perfect chance to go and introduce a young coach. And we didn't.
And we didn't take it.
And we wish we did that in a very difficult time of football where we actually... Yeah, that's what I would say.
Can I also add one more thing?
Yes.
Can I also add one more thing? I can't stand Safa. Safa are
no one can. Nobody can.
I'm ready to lead a march and lynch Safa. I am ready. But one thing I can say is the fact that, they've scrapped their hopes for 2022 and they're looking towards 2026. I still feel they should look towards 2030. But yes. But
wow,
I appreciate the fact that they are kind of realistic and they're giving the new coach time. Therefore, it has to be a young coach. You can't have an old coach and give him 5 to 6 years to build a team. You can't.
And also, you can have the best coach, but if you're not willing to give them the support they need, it will just history will continue repeating itself. Because we had a great coach with Shakes Mashaba, we had a great coach with Pito, and because of the lack of support from Safa, history is going to continue repeating itself. So with them building up to now 2026, they need to bring in the likes of Lucas Radebe, bring in the likes of Dr. Kumalo, not hire them per se, but have them as strikers and midfielders coach. Let them share knowledge with the boys. Don't just give Benny McCarthy the job and say, listen here, this is you need to do this. No, help Benny McCarthy in enriching your players, because we can't continuously look at Brazil and say Brazil is such a great team. They bring in Bele during towards the World Cup. They bring in all-stars. Argentina, for instance, they brought in Maradona before, of course, he passed away. So we need to also enrich our football by bringing in our football legends, not try to copy other style of plays, and help them understand who we are as a team and share their knowledge, because ultimately history will continue repeating itself if Safa is not on board.
I agree. And yes,
Lucas Radebe needs to lead the presidential coup d'etat. Lucas Radebe must lead the presidential coup d'etat. That's where he must be. He needs to be the guy when the coup d'etat happens. But Benny is going to bring Bele and Munib with him. That's a definite.
And
he's bringing him and his assistant, that great dude who he had with him at Cape Town City. He's taking his team. Benny, you forget that Benny Schrutman is Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho goes everywhere with his team. That's who he is. But Benny's team is a local team at Amazulu. He's going to take them. So they will be the Bafana coaches.
Okay, like you heard it here first on Touchline SA, guys. That is the chat with regards to the Bafana coaching job. But also do remember that we've had so many things that have come up in football. We also had the CAF Confederations draw where Kaizer Chiefs were drawn against Simba, as well as, Mamelodi Sundowns, who will be welcoming Pito Musimane back to South Africa. Those games, the first leg will be happening on the 14th of May. Also, Orlando Pirates drawing Casablanca in the CAF Confederations Cup. That is also some of the toughest draws you get to see. But do remember that I've also said in the Premier League tonight, we do have a game that is Burnley and West Ham. It kicks off in 5 minutes. And also Athletic Club, who will be playing against Sevilla. That game will be kicking off at 10 p.m. And that is how we wrap up the show here on Touchline SA. To Mr. Vince_92, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me as per usual, Ravi.
All right. And also to Kamokhelo Masongo, her Instagram or social media handle is at Kamokhelo_01. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence here on Touchline SA. You are always welcome to come back.
Thank you so much. We'll definitely come back. Definitely.
Thank you. My name is Oarabile Diphoko for the Touchline. Until next time, we are out.